Gone are the days of managing national emergencies. Now it's all about managing those lucrative book deals and Netflix gigs for Barack Obama. And when your memoir flies off the shelves with 890,000 copies sold in a day, you're not pinching pennies. This is the trillionaire lifestyle of Barack Obama. Barack and Michelle, America's favorite power duo, are really living it up in their post-presidential life. But you know what? They worked hard to get here. Between 2005 and 2016, Barack wasn't just focused on running the country. He was also making a pretty penny, raking in $15.6 million from his best-selling books, The Audacity of Hope, Of Thee I Sing, A Letter to My Daughters, and Dreams from My Father. That's what you call hitting the jackpot. Then in 2017, they hit it big with a book deal worth a whopping $60 million. Michelle's memoir, published in 2018, was more than just a book. It was a cultural sensation. It was like the literary version of a blockbuster movie, selling faster than pancakes at a Sunday brunch joint. And just how fast, you ask? Try 9 copies per second on its first day in North America, according to The Guardian. And by July 2022, it had sold over 17 million copies worldwide. If books were competing in the Olympics, Becoming would be bringing home the gold. But not only books, the Obamas also made a ton of money with Netflix. In 2018, Obama and his wife casually landed a production deal rumored to be worth around $50 million. I mean, why limit yourself to running the country when you can also conquer the streaming world, right? This deal includes gems like the documentary Becoming, which is basically the icing on top of Michelle's already successful memoir. And let's talk about Barack's post-presidential gig as the king of public speaking. In 2017 alone, he reportedly banked a staggering $1.2 million from just 3 talks to Wall Street firms. Obama, Where Wall Street Meets Pennsylvania Avenue, and it pays off big time. But Michelle's no slouch either. She reportedly pulls in $225,000 per speaking engagement. And let's not forget about her 2018 book tour, which was hotter than a rock concert, with tickets ranging from $37 to a jaw-dropping $470 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Who knew a book tour could feel like a sold-out show? And just when you think they've done it all, Michelle steps into the podcast world. In July 2020, she launched the Michelle Obama podcast on Spotify, diving into the world of relationships like a seasoned pro. Plus, she's also kicked off Michelle Obama The Light podcast on Audible. When you add it all up, the Obamas could be looking at a post-presidential windfall of $242.4 million. Now that Obama's got the money situation squared away, they've also had to figure out their housing situation. So the Obamas decided to buy an $8.1 million mansion in Washington. They'd been renting it before, but now it's theirs to keep. This place isn't lacking in luxury, let me tell you. It's got 9 bedrooms and 8.5 bathrooms, making it quite the spacious pad. When they snagged this place, it was the second priciest in the neighborhood. You can tell it's got some history with a modern touch just by looking at the entrance. And the Obamas just don't own properties. They also know how to enjoy their vacations. Their latest getaway was to Greece, and let me tell you, they did it in style. The whole family was spotted soaking up the history and stunning scenery of Greece on a tour. He also headed over to Tetiora Island in French Polynesia, where he got to soak up all that tropical paradise has to offer. And where did he stay? Only at the Brando Resort, one of the fanciest eco hotels you'll ever see. This place is all about luxury with super comfy digs and all the nature you could want. But let's look at the price tag. You're looking at dropping up to $4,000 a night to stay there, and that's not all. Obama also rented out this super private mansion for the summer, worth a staggering $22.5 million. It's tucked away in a little village in Massachusetts, sitting on 10 acres of land with a house that's a whopping 2,100 square feet. Now that's living the high life. Obama's life of luxury didn't stop there though. Since stepping down from the presidency and hustling with speeches and book sales, Barack Obama's been living it up. One of his recent adventures, cruising around on a yacht. He and Michelle rented out David Geffen's yacht, the Rising Sun, a massive 450-foot super yacht that's played host to the likes of Oprah, Leo DiCaprio, and Paul McCartney. This boat, built back in 2004 in Germany, has 4 whole floors, so you know there's plenty of space for everyone on board. And get this, it's the 11th biggest yacht in the world, valued at $300 million. So you can bet that renting it out for a spin didn't come cheap for the Obamas. Let's talk about Michelle Obama's fashion journey post-White House. It's been quite the ride, let me tell you. From the glamour of Naeem Khan to rocking a $12,000 Versace gown, her wardrobe choices as the First Lady were all about mixing high-end luxury with everyday chic. But here's the thing, she's not afraid to keep it real. You'll catch her sporting affordable brands like J.Crew, Target, and Converse, showing that you could blend presidential elegance with street-style comfort. And it's not just about designer labels and fancy events. Michelle's all about that down-to-earth life. She'll grab a lunch bag instead of hitting up a fancy restaurant and sweat it out at SoulCycle, where a class sets you back $36. That's just her casual, accessible style balancing luxury living with everyday charm. Now let's be honest, a lot of you might wonder what kind of cars Barack Obama keeps in his garage. Well, before he became president, he was cruising around in a 2005 Chrysler 300C with a Hemi V8 engine. It's a classic sedan, really popular back in the day for its sleek design and solid performance. With a 425 horsepower engine under the hood, you're looking at a ride that could set you back around 15 grand. The crazy thing is, someone later tried to auction it off for $1 million just because Obama had driven it. Talk about hype. Now, when it comes to off-roading, Obama's been seen in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's got a beefy engine and tough bodywork, perfect for tackling rough terrain, and if you want one like his, you're looking at shelling out around $27,000. Here's another ride that used to belong to the ex-president, a Ford Escape Hybrid. Seems like a good fit for his environmental values, right? I mean, it's all about saving on fuel. Not sure how much Obama dropped on this car, but the latest version goes for about 30 grand. Now, since he's no longer president, he can't just hop in his car and go wherever he wants for security reasons. Nope, now it's the American Secret Service driving him around. And while there's no official word on what car Obama usually rides in, some say the Secret Service likes to roll out armored Chevrolet Suburbans for people in the government. And get this, those babies go for a jaw-dropping $3.6 million each. Safe to say Obama's got his car situation sorted. Now let's talk about the presents he got from some big shots while he was still kicking it in the White House. First up, we've got Abdullah bin, the king of Saudi Arabia. He hooked the then president up with a fancy desert scene on a marble base complete with gold palm trees and camels. Plus, there was a big old golden medallion with the royal seal, all packed up in a swanky green leather box. Oh, and don't forget about the brass and glass clock from Gerlolt, also in a snazzy green leather case. Total estimated value, a whooping $334,000. And that wasn't the end of it. The king kept the gifts coming, with jewelry, watches, and who knows what else, all adding up to around $1 million. Tell me an easy way to get rich. Next up, His Excellency Hu Jintao, the president of China, sent over a fancy wooden frame with a silk embroidery portrait of the first family. Valued at about $20,000, it was a pretty nice gesture. Then there's the Prime Minister of the UK, who hooked him up with a $16,500 pen, along with some books about Churchill and America, all in a nice wooden holder made from the wood of the HMS Gannett. And let's not forget about His Excellency Silvio Biscone, the president of the Council of Ministers of Italy. He sent over a book, some blown glass candle holders, and a fancy glass fruit bowl, all adding up to around $14,445. Talk about some seriously fancy gifts, and he still owns them, which shows that we never can estimate his real net worth. Maybe he's among the richest people on the planet. Sure, Obama's billionaire spending habits might seem pretty impressive, but they're nothing compared to the wild lifestyle of trillionaire Elon Musk. Click on the next video to see for yourself.